What's up YouTube, JoshahOfAllTrades here, and today I'm talking about Game of Thrones, Episode 5, Season 7, The Lion and the Wolf. You guys know the drill. I'm going to say everything about the episode. I will include spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go back, watch the video first, then come back and see my review. That being said, I'm getting into it. The big news this episode is that Cersei is pregnant! I mean, there's more to the episode than that, but that was kind of a highlight. I found that the action was died down a lot in episode 5, and instead of having actual action sequences, the action was all the verbal and informative communication type stuff, and we're really interested in who's talking to who and who has what knowledge. My first big takeaway from the episode was the meeting that happened between Jaime Lannister and Tyrion, and they got together, you know, as well as we thought they would have. There was tension, but they're still brothers. They still love each other in the end. And it sounds like Jaime is open for the type of like temporary truce or temporary ceasefire that Tyrion and Daenerys are looking for. And while he would be open to that kind of thing, I really, really doubt that Cersei would go for it. And even the fact that once Jaime got back to her, she knew about the meeting and she did nothing to stop it. I mean, she's steps ahead of everyone else, just like she has been the rest of the season, like she has been for several seasons now. I don't think she's gonna sit by and not take advantage of the situation. The end of this episode is really interesting as well, and that there is this whole pseudo incognito interaction happening between Arya and Littlefinger, and she knows he's up to something. She knows that he's got ulterior motives, and she's trying to stop him, but just like Cersei, I think Littlefinger's that same kind of character. He's several steps ahead of her, and I don't know exactly what he's setting up because we saw the note. I didn't read enough of it, but I just saw Sansa at the end of it. So I think he's purposefully manipulating that relationship between Arya and Sansa. And kudos to him, because Littlefinger has been working it this whole time, and him setting up this conflict between Arya, who's probably the one that's actually opposed to him, and Sansa, who's under his control, is a great move on his part. And furthermore, I thought that Bran coming back would kind of neutralize Littlefinger's power, because Littlefinger, you know, like we know from last week, knows that Bran can see things. And I think he's on his radar that, like, Bran is Littlefinger's true enemy, and that's the person he'll be going after. But before he can start addressing that, Arya's going to cause too much grief for him, and he knows he has to get her out of there immediately. And the third big event of this week is that Jon finally had to end his vacation at Dragonstone. I mean, seriously though, they went back north with like a few extra people, so he's got like a few extra guys with him, but did they even bring any dragon glass though? Like what did they do the whole time they're really hanging out with Denarius? And on the flip side of that, I'm super critical of their plan. I mean, in theory, catching a White Walker and bringing it to shut up all the non-believers sounds great, but then what? Do they really expect some sort of Jon Snow, Daenerys, Cersei Lannister coalition to fight the White Walkers? I mean, that's completely out of the question at this point. So capturing a White Walker and bringing it back to King's Landing would silence the haters, but it would be nothing more than a moral victory, and it would get no real traction on the fight against the White Walkers. Moving forward, this is what I think is going to happen on Game of Thrones. Jon Snow is definitely going into White Walker territory. I think he will bring one back, and while Cersei and Lannister crew aren't going to be super impressed with it, I think, you know, Daenerys and Jon Snow got some chemistry going on. They're really clicking, and she has fire-breathing dragon, so I'm pretty sure she's going to go north for Jon and take care of the White Walker situation. And I think we are going to see true Game of Thrones style Jon Snow going up there with a few guys, or even his army. They get in a bad spot, and then suddenly out of left field, Daenerys comes in and helps him out. But there's no such thing as a free lunch. I think while they're up there helping Jon, they're going to leave Dragonstone practically undefended. And I think Euron and the other Lannister crews are going to take that from them, essentially trapping Daenerys in the north with Jon. But I think that actually is going to solidify the two of them together, and Jon Snow and Daenerys will be able to unitedly attack Cersei after the White Walkers are taken care of. That's all I got for this episode. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you think this episode was too slow or if it needed a little bit more action, and let me know what you think is going to happen next. That's all I got for now, so I will see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.